Today's sculpt is all about thighs and core. I'm adding in some optional ankle weights for a little extra spice, and I've got my Pilates ball for a little extra connection. If you don't have one of these, grab a small throw pillow, a rolled up towel, you know the drill, or just use your mind to muscle connection. We'll start with the feet underneath the hips and just roll the shoulders down and back, stacking the spine one long line, and then shift your weight into your left foot, take the right toes to the side of the body. I want you to point through the foot, lift the leg to the side, and then flex through the foot, lift it to the back diagonal. Alternating here, lifting to the side, and then back diagonal. We'll quickly start to feel our balance challenge turn on here. So if you need to put the foot down in between or need to hold on to a wall, you can at any point. Staying tall over that left leg, we'll start to turn inner and outer thigh on there, stabilizing us. And you'll also feel this outer thigh on the right side start to turn on as you lift the leg side and then back diagonal. Watch what's happening in the spine. So both sides of waist are staying long, lower back is staying stable, so we're not finding an arch as we kick it back. So you have to keep the leg movement rather small, okay? It's not huge. We'll just do one more round on this leg, up, and then back, and then bring it back in line with the body for me. Now we kick it across the midline and then out to the side. Kick it across, feel inner thigh there, and then outer thigh reach. Cross kick, okay? This is where the balance challenge starts to increase a little bit for some of us, aka me. Find a spot to focus on and think about that lift of the belly button up and in. 2 more. Last one. Now we start to add a rotation. As you kick across, rotate away from that foot. And then again, as you kick side. So it's an alternating rotation side to side. Flex through that heel. Feel the zipper up the inner thigh. From the heel all the way into the groin, up into the core. 2 more of each. You got this. Tall through crown of head. Last one. Beautiful. Stepping the right foot down. Finding a squat. Shift your weight into the right foot. Left leg steps back into your curtsy. Come back into that squat. And then we're going to kick that right leg side. So it's squat, curtsy, squat, kick. Allow yourself to find a little side bend there. Curtsy, squat, and kick. Finding expansion through the hips. A little pause and hold to test the core. Okay, we just have a nice gentle hold on this ball, nothing too tense. A reminder for us to keep that chest nice and open and the core engaged. Feeling that top side oblique as you find that kick through the right leg. Last one, hold it down and back. Now we find a little pulse up and up. And up. Can you connect that lift into the core? Scooping the belly button up and in for 4. Get a little lower. 3, 2, and 1. And then we'll take the leg all the way out to the side. You're stacked over the right leg now. Left toes are to the side. We find that lift through the left leg. Point the foot. Take it back diagonal. Flex. Okay, so you'll feel more sideline. And then more side of the glute here. Sideline, side glute, a little something extra. Again, using this right leg. This side's gonna burn out a bit quicker because it's our stabilizing leg and we were just working it. 1 more round of each. Watch that balance. Stay connected to the core, holding side. Now you cross kick across the midline, reach it long. Really flex through the heel as you reach across to find that zipper. Ooh, there's my balance. Find a spot to focus on. And again, more importantly, reconnect to your core. Cross. I'm feeling thighs all around. Last one, and then we'll start to add our twist. Okay, so we twist away, woo, and then away. So oppositional twist. From the belly button up, hips stay squared off as much as possible. So it's just the obliques taking you around. This side is challenging for me. There's always one side, right? Let's do one more. We've almost made it. Last one. Okay, step the left toes down. Find that squat. Shift into the left foot. Find your curtsy. Stay nice and low. Find that squat again, and then you kick that left leg to the side. Squat. Curtsy, even lower. Squat. Press out of the right heel, out of the left outer thigh to kick side. Now you can find a flex of that left foot or a point as you kick, whatever helps you to really engage to both inner and outer thigh and the entire sideline waist here. I like to point and find a little extra length on that one. Let's do two more. Yes. Last one. And then hold back in that curtsy. Find a pulse up and up. We're slightly hinged forward. It's a little lift through the core. Really want you to think about connecting that zipper from the heel all the way up into the core. Every time you press up for 3 and 2 and 1, pressing it all the way up. We'll slowly nod through the chin, reach the ball down forward in front of you, and then find a nice inhale at the bottom. Exhale, let it go. And then we'll inhale to slowly stack the spine bone by bone. Beautiful. We're coming on down to the mat. Take that ball with you. I want you to take it between the shoulder blades for me. And then we'll come all the way down, bringing the insides of the feet together to create a clamshell shape through the legs. Hands come behind the nape of the neck. You can see the elbows out of the corners of your eyes. Now find a spine extension if it's comfortable for you. You don't have to go this far if it's not. Press the tailbone down into the mat so we're not arching through the entire spine. It's just upper spine. And then I want you to find a curl up. Left leg lifts in this external rotation and then lower down. Hug it up and in. Okay, so it's just my upper spine moving. Lower back is stable and long. So you really have to think pressing down through the tops of the glutes into the mat. If you don't have the ball or any prop, you can just do your regular standard ab curl. Same thing. Beautiful. Let's do 3 more. Hugging up and in, feeling that left inner thigh start to turn on. Can you connect it into the core? It's like a scoop up. Okay, holding on this last one. Hold in your ab curl. We switch the legs and switch and switch. Can you find stability through the upper body as you lift with one leg and control the lower with the other? Turning on inner thighs, lower abdominals. Give me 2 more, and we're gonna finish with that left leg lifted again. Last round. Lift it up. Now hug the legs in together and open back up. You're still holding in this ab curl, making sure the chin is away from the neck. It's like you're holding an egg between the chin and the front of the throat. Okay, checking in on lower back. We haven't rounded through there and tucked the tail under. Okay, last little bit. We kick this left leg all the way out, then hug it in, pull that right elbow towards the left knee, and then open back up. Okay, they won't meet if you're keeping a long spine. Yes, I can bring them all the way together, but you're losing all the beauty of the core stability. We're still getting rectus abdominis because we're in this ab curl, but by stabilizing lumbar spine, we're also getting transverse abdominis, adding this oblique twist, getting the internal, external obliques. 2 more. Yes. Last one. Can we feel those inner thighs? Woo! And then lower down. Open up over the ball just for a beat. Big inhale breath there. And then I want you to walk the knees back up a little bit, not full butterfly. We'll find our ab curl again, tucking through the chin, pulling that right leg up in space, and then open up. Curl. And open. Using that breath, that exhale, to feel that scoop of the abdominals, that connection between lower abs and inner thigh on the right side. 3 more. Front of core should be on. Last 2. Yes. Pressing down through the tops of the glutes, finding heaviness there as you lift up and hold. Now we switch and switch. Keep that external rotation. Okay, if they're not externally rotated, you're gonna start to feel more hip flexors. I want you to open up and find the adductors. That's why we're here today. Okay. Give you 1 more round. Finishing with that right leg lifted. Now hug both knees in parallel. Open up. Hug it in. And up. If at any point neck starts to bother you, you can always take the ball out, come down to supine. Laying all the way down, just focusing on the lower body, okay? Allow the head to rest into the hands. Let's start to add on, kick that right leg side, and then pull it in, left elbow towards right knee. Reach. It's controlled, so you have to stay heavy through both backs of the hips. Opening this left knee acts as a little bit of a nice counterbalance to that right leg kicking, but you're still going to have to ground down through this left hip in order to stay stable. Okay, we twist as we pull in and then reach. There we go. 3 more. And open. 2. Inhale, lengthen, expand. Last one. And then land that foot down, open all the way over the ball. Ooh, should feel pretty good. When you're ready, we'll roll off to the left side, come up onto that left forearm, taking the ball behind the right knee. I want you to get nice and tall on that bottom arm. Everything's in one line except for the knees, they're slightly forward. And then you elevate the heels for me without losing this bottom side waist. We open the top leg and then close it off. Open and close. You'll start to feel this right outer glute, outer thigh. Pull those front ribs in for me. Yes. Open up, pause for a beat at the top. If the heels elevated are too much, you take them down to the mat. Okay. Yes. 2. We'll add on here. Last one, hold it open, shift back on that hip so you can pull that bottom knee in, inner thigh, and then close. Heels still lifted, open, pull, and then lower. Breaking it down, top leg open, left leg pulls in, lower, and release. Now it doesn't have to come all the way to meet it. Maybe you just find a little hover, and that's where we're getting today. I just want you to find that connection to that bottom inner thigh, especially into this bottom lower abdominal area. Low abs. Hug it up. Okay, 2 more. Open. Hold that engagement through the outer thigh, finding inner. Last one. And then lower all the way down. Take that ball in the right hand. I want you to kick that right leg back diagonal, finding a slight rotation of the chest to the floor. Lower and lift that top leg. It's pretty small. I want you to watch for dumping down through the waist here. Pull it up and in a way, almost like you've got a 1% ab curl through the abdominals, long through the crown of head, reaching in opposition away from those right toes. Keeping that lower back stable. So as we kick the leg up, again, we could get higher, but there we're using momentum and kind of compressing into lower back. Now can we flex? Same thing. Do we feel that right outer thigh working? Still staying lifted off this bottom forearm. Okay, just give me 4 more. And 3. Last 2. And 1. Beautiful job. Coming all the way down on that left side. One last piece here. Bottom leg lengthens out, right top leg on top of the ball, foot hovers. Pull this bottom side waist away from the mat. You're going to slide that right leg forward so the hip comes unstacked, and then use the core, inner thigh, to pull back in space. Okay, so we slide it out. Press that leg down into the ball. Use the abdominals to pull it back to stack the hips. Beautiful. It's gentle, but it's really connective here, okay? It's going to feel like an exercise that you could probably stay in for a while. I really want you to just soak it in, because we're gonna add on in 2. Inhale. Hug it in. Last one. Hug it in, holding there. Now I want you to lift this bottom leg, circle it back, down and around, okay? We circle it forward slightly, back, down and around. You can drop this top right toe for a little more stability, or you can keep it hovered. I'm gonna try to hover mine for a little extra challenge. One more in this direction. Okay, and then we reverse it. So slide it back slightly, up and around. Up and around. Feeling super long out of the bottom toes, out of that top hand or bottom hand. Crown of head, pulling the front ribs in. Now we find that lift through the bottom leg. Pull the knee in and then flex through the foot. Pull the knee in and then flex. Feel that zipper from the heel all the way up into the inner thigh, into the core. Inhale, pull in. Exhale, stamp that heel. Pull inner thigh, exhale. 3 more. 2 more. Woo! We feel that bottom inner thigh. Last one. Holding up, point, flex, point, flex. We're still light through this bottom side waist, trying to find this lift away from the mat. Now point, we pulse it up and up and up a little bit higher, I know. Give me 4 and 3, last 2 and 1. Beautiful job. Taking the hands down to the mat. We'll come all the way up into your mermaid. Just reach this left arm up and over. Big inhale. And then we'll come on over to the other side. So we're starting up on that right forearm for me. And we're taking the ball behind the left knee, everything in one line, knees slightly forward, heels lift. We start with that clamshell. Find that press away, that lift through the bottom side waist. We'll immediately start to feel this top left glute med, outer thigh turn on. Finding a little pause at the top. Sitting in that engagement for a second. 2 more and then we'll add on. Last one, hold. Swivel back on the hips, pull that bottom knee in, open back up, and then close. Try to break it down piece by piece. Open, shift back, hug, lower, and then close the top hip. Open, lower, and lower. Piece by piece, feeling that really big sensation of this bottom inner thigh and lower abdominals as you hug the bottom leg in, and you decide how that range of motion looks today. 2 more. Last one. And And then lower, grabbing onto that ball. Great job. We'll take it into the hand, send this leg behind you, pointing through the toe. We're rotating the chest down to the mat as you find this lift of the back leg. Okay, naturally what we want to do here is kind of sink into it. Okay, I want you to press out of the forearm, lift up through the core, find the length, and find your range of motion where you can keep that lower back stable. Should feel the entire side of the glute down to the thigh. Can we flex through the foot now? Yes. Finding that cinch of the belt every time you lift the leg when it gets challenging for the outer thigh. Think about how the core can help you. 4 more. And 3. Lift up. 2. And 1. Amazing. Laying all the way down on this right side. Top leg comes to the ball. Bottom leg in one long line with the body. And you can allow the head to rest on the arm. Lift up through the core, so you're lengthening through this top hip. Hover the foot. And then we'll slide it forward in space so the hips become unstacked. Press this top leg down, drag the ball back in, engaging inner thigh, engaging core to pull it back. Inhale, open. Exhale, pull. Inhale, open. Exhale, pull. Probably the easiest exercise we'll do in this class, but it's still so deeply connected that it's not easy. Okay, there's so much prep work going on here and so much deep core work. Okay, sometimes the lower field factor moves are the most effective. They are what you make them, at least. 2 more. Inhale, open. Use that breath. The last one. Stacking the hips. Now we sweep this leg forward slightly, up and around and back. Bottom leg up and around and back. So you're finding a lift, but adding this mini circle of the hip. Okay, long out through those right toes and right fingertips. Still finding this lift through the bottom side waist. Let's reverse those circles. Allowing the head to be relaxed into that bottom arm, pulling it back in line with the body. Now let's hold that leg up, flex through the foot, pull the knee in, and then reach. Pull in and reach. Really want you to feel like you're stamping that right heel into a wall. And as you do, that zipper from the heel continues all the way up through the inner thigh, up into the core. Belly button zips up and in. Inhale, exhale, find the zipper. 4 more. Keep that leg nice and lifted for me. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Holding it up. Now you point and flex. Point and flex. Keep it lifted. Don't cheat yourself there. Maybe you take it 1 inch higher for me. Whoo, I feel it there. The next time you point that foot, I want you to hold, pulse it up even more, even more. It's tiny, it's controlled. You should feel that inner thigh. You might even find a little shake here. Give me 4 and 3, last 2 and 1. Lower and release, pressing up out of that side lying position. Pulling your legs into that Z shape, finding your mermaid, reach that right arm up and over. And then come on back. We're gonna finish in a kneeling position today. You don't need the ball for this one. Coming into tall kneeling, let's start with the left leg out to the side. So I want you to step this left foot out into a diagonal. You're going to lean into that foot as you circle the arms overhead. Press out of it to come back. So we'll start to feel both inner thighs, but especially that left inner thigh as you press out of the heel to come back to center. Little stretch as you dive into it, and then lift up through the core, come back. 3 more like this, and then we'll add on. Making sure that knee is in alignment with the toes. 2 more. Last one. Now we add on. Next time you come back, arms scoop down to the floor. Kick that left foot back diagonal, then bring it back. Scoop up. It's dynamic, so you can allow yourself to find some flow here. Back diagonal. And up. Back. Three more. Two more. Yes, watch that lower back and the core there. On this last one, holding it back. Now pull that knee up and around, tap knee towards knee. They don't quite tap, but you're finding this internal rotation, feeling that left side waist, and then left outer thighs, you kick it back high diagonal, up and around, finding this control, this stability through the upper spine. And back. 2 more. Back. Last one. Back. Hold it back there. We lower flex, lift point. Lower flex, lift point. So your hips are slightly open to the left. Chest is staying squared off to the mat. You're finding the side of the left leg. Point lift. Flex lower. Point lift. Get longer. 3 more like this for me. 2 more. Last one. Hold it up. Point that foot. Tiny pulse up and up and up. Can you get longer through the leg, longer through the crown of head? Lift up slightly through the core for 4, 3, 2, 1, and then pull it all the way in, sitting back into your child's pose for just a moment. Big inhale, and then we'll slowly stack the spine up, bone by bone, rolling the shoulders down and back. We've got the other side, stepping that right foot out to the side. Okay, we circle the arms up as you lean into the leg, and then pull it back up and in. I'm gonna show you from a different angle just so you have a reference. Okay, we're leaning in and then circling down as you come to stack back over that knee. I'm really feeling my inner thigh on this side. Little stretch, and then work through the inner thigh and the core to lift back up. Inhale and back. Now we've got 2 more. Keep moving there. Last one. Lean, pull it back in. You take the hands down to the mat, cross kick, back diagonal. And then find that foot back to that side lunge position. Okay, so there's a lot of external rotation going on in that right leg right now. It's externally rotated, it doesn't change. You kind of lift that knee, keep it lifted, kick back. Okay, so a lot of the challenge is keeping that knee lifted and not letting it drop below its original position for the outer thighs. 2 more. And up. Last one. Holding back. Pull that right knee up and around, tap knee towards knee, and then kick it back diagonal. Okay, so you're internally rotating and then externally rotating. Chest stays squared off, so we're isolating from the belly button down. 4 more. And 3. Feeling that right side waist, right outer thigh. Last one. Now flex that leg to lower, point it to lift. Keeping that external rotation so you're lifting through the side of the right leg. Here, I don't only want you to think about lift, I want you to think about length. Out of the crown of head, out of the right toes, lift and lengthen. Like someone's pulling that leg. I'm coming behind you, I'm pulling your leg. All right, 4 more. Lifting up to the core. 3 more. Last 2. And 1 point, hold it up, pulse it up and up. Can you get an inch higher without losing that neutral spine? Yes, you can. This is it. We've got 4 more and 3. Last 2 and 1. And then pull that knee in, sitting down into your child's pose. Big inhale. And then we'll slowly come up to stack the spine. We'll come to meet each other on our backs one more time just to release a little bit around the hips. Okay, coming all the way down onto your back for me. And then lifting the hips up, taking that ball underneath the sacrum, taking the soles of the feet together. So you're in this nice wide butterfly. If it feels good, you can take the arms out to the sides. Big expansion for the fronts of the hips and inner thighs. And you're even getting some length along the fronts of the abdominals. Maybe you take one knee down to the floor and then the other. Finding a little rotation to release any tension. One more each side. And then pull back in. We're going to cross the right foot over the left and then pull that shape in. You can always use the hand to grab onto that bottom leg, that left thigh. I want you to think grounding the tailbone, the sacrum down to the ball so we're not completely tucked under while pulling the legs towards the chest to get the maximal stretch here. You'll really feel that right glute and outer thigh. And then lower the left foot down, right leg steps down, cross that left foot over this time, pull that shape in, grounding down through the tailbone. If it helps, you can use one of the hands to kind of pull the legs in a little bit further, but remember, we're not tucking the tail under, we're trying to ground down. So it's this oppositional, this active stretch. Open this left knee a little bit more for me. And then lower all the way down. We'll grab that ball from underneath the sacrum, take it out to the side. We'll find this little ball here, and when you're ready, you'll rock it on up for me, and we're all done. That was your thighs and core sculpt class. Let me know how that one felt in your body, and I will see you on the mat soon.